Hello, readers, and thank you for joining me for another vocabulary lesson. This week we are in lesson number 2 for Bridge to Terabithia. We are going to go over all 6 words for the week. Well, we're going to tell you the word, the definition, give a picture kind of illustrating what that looks like. We're going to pull a sentence from the text so you can see how it's used in context. We're going to give some synonyms that mean the same, some antonyms that mean the opposite. We're going to have a think about it question so that you can discuss it with your partner or your group, or you can just think about it. We're also going to have some related words so you can see other ways different variations of this word are used. And finally, we're going to have some fill in the blank sentences at the end, which kind of can test whether or not you understand what it means. If a teacher wants to use those with your class, you can pause it or you can copy them from the description below. With all that said, let's get started. Our first word is endure. The verb endure means to continue or last through something difficult or challenging. And when I thought about exercise, that's just something you have to endure and work through to get stronger. From the text, he managed to endure the whole boring week of school for that 1/2 hour on Friday afternoons when they'd sit on the worn-out rug of the floor. Some synonyms that mean the same would be tolerate, withstand, or persevere. Some antonyms would be surrender, give up, or quit. What do you think? What is something challenging that you have had to endure, and how did you manage to get through it? The verb endure comes from the Latin prefix in, meaning in, and the root durare, I probably said that wrong, meaning to last or harden, with the suffix e. This gives endure the meaning to last through hardships and difficulties. As a verb, you would say athletes must endure intense training to compete at high levels. Past tense, she endured the long journey despite the difficulties. Present tense, this actually is an adjective. I'm not sure why it says present. It says the enduring friendship between the two lasted a lifetime. Another adjective, the pain was pleasant but endurable. And as a noun, marathon runners must have incredible endurance to finish the race. Our next word is repulsive. The adjective repulsive means extremely unpleasant or disgusting. And I'm not sure what she's looking at, but you can tell from her face that she finds it repulsive. From the text, that noise is pure repulsive. I wonder what that noise was. Some synonyms that mean the same might be disgusting, revolting, offensive. Some antonyms might be attractive, appealing, or pleasant. What do you think? What is something that you find repulsive, and why does it bother you? The adjective repulsive comes from Latin, meaning to drive back, with the suffix ive forming an adjective. It describes something that causes strong dislike or disgust. As an adjective, you might say the rotten food gave off a repulsive odor. As an adverb, adding ly, he acted repulsively, making everyone uncomfortable. As a verb, the knight tried to repulse the enemy attack. And as a noun, she felt a strong repulsion at the sight of the spoiled milk. The next word is consolidate. The verb consolidate means to combine things into a single, stronger whole. I picked that picture because it looked like somebody took all the jackets and they consolidated them, put them all together in one place. From the text, she was quiet for a moment, thinking, Jess decided, about her former school, which he saw was bright and new with a gleaming gymnasium larger than the one at the consolidated high school. Some synonyms might be merge, unite, or strengthen. Some antonyms might be separate, weaken, or scatter. What do you think? Why might a company want to consolidate its smaller offices into one large location? The verb consolidate comes from the Latin prefix con, meaning together, and solidare, or solidare, meaning to make firm, with the suffix ate forming a verb. It means to bring together into a stronger whole. As a verb, the base form, the CEO decided to consolidate all branches into one office. Past tense, they consolidated their debts into a single payment. Present tense, the team is consolidating their research to present clear findings. And as a noun, the consolidation of power made the government stronger. Our next word is mischief. The noun mischief means playful behavior that causes trouble or annoyance. From the text, Leslie was one of those people who sat quietly at her desk, never whispering or daydreaming or chewing gum, doing beautiful schoolwork, and yet her brain was so full of mischief that if the teacher could have seen once through the mask of perfection, she would have thrown her out in horror. And I see that little child, he's up to mischief. I bet he's hiding from his parents and trying to surprise them, which I'm sure is playful, but probably drives them crazy. Some synonyms might be misbehavior, naughtiness, or prank. Some antonyms might be obedience, good behavior, or kindness. What do you think? Can mischief ever be harmless? Or does it always lead to trouble? Why? The noun mischief comes from Old French, meaning misfortune or harm, derived from mes, meaning bad, and chief, meaning head or outcome. It refers to playful troublemaking or minor wrongdoing. As a noun, the puppy's mischief included chewing on shoes. As an adjective, her mischievous smile showed she was up to something. And as an adverb, he mischievously hid his friend's backpack as a joke. Our next word is nuisance. The noun nuisance means a person, thing, or situation that causes annoyance or trouble. And I could not help but think of an insect flying around when you're trying to work. That is definitely a nuisance. From the text, Jess found he was really useful to him, not a nuisance to be tolerated or set out on the porch. Some synonyms might be bother, irritation, or disturbance. Some antonyms might be help, convenience, or pleasure. What do you think? What is a situation in which something small, like a buzzing mosquito, becomes a major nuisance? The noun nuisance comes from Latin, meaning the Latin verb meaning to harm, with the Old French suffix ance, which forms a noun. It refers to something that causes annoyance or inconvenience. As a noun, you might say the loud music from next door was a nuisance all night. As an adjective, nuisance-related, they filed a complaint about the nuisance-related issues in their neighborhood. Our next word, our last word, is sporadically. The adverb sporadically means happening from time to time, but not regularly. I chose that picture because we are in Alabama, and snow only happens sporadically. We don't see it every year. From the text, the rain continued sporadically, so that by Wednesday the creek had swollen to the trunk of the crabapple, and they were running through ankle-deep water to make their flight into Terabithia. Some synonyms might be occasionally, randomly, or intermittently. Some antonyms might be consistently, frequently, or regularly. What do you think? Why might someone only check their email sporadically, and how could that cause problems? The adverb sporadically comes from Greek, meaning scattered or occurring irregularly, with of course prefix "ir" there, meaning not, with the suffix adjective forming suffix "ic" and "ally" forming an adverb. It means happening occasionally or unpredictably. As an adverb, rain showers occurred sporadically throughout the afternoon. As an adjective, his sporadic attendance made it hard for him to keep up with the class. And finally, here are those fill-in-the-blank sentences. You may pause the video here to work on those, or you can get them from the description below. Until next time, happy reading.